Minister, I won't take much of your time in what I have to say. One of the great things about being in the Seanad is that you can sit and listen to debate and you can listen to different sides of the argument. Senator Mary Louise O'Donnell's passion and conviction in this area is beyond question. Her commitment to Advic and to those who have suffered at the hands of the cold-blooded murderers we're talking about deserve more certainty in their lives. I see what Senator Batchek is talking about, and I accept that a more determined system would probably be better, where we could have some certainty when people were being sentenced. But we're faced with a bill that's going through now, today, and the issue, to my mind, and unless I'm completely misreading this is very simple, this amendment. What we're doing right now is giving discretion to judges where the most horrendous crimes take place. I fully agree with Senator Batchek. Murder comes across an awful lot of different reasons or rationales. I'm mindful of murders that took place in Ireland in the 1970s. I think it was around about 1976 or 77, where two men went on a rampage across the country, and one unfortunate young girl was pulled out of a lake in Connemara. These guys came here with nothing else to do. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to murder young women. And to think that they would find themselves before a parole board in 7 years or 12 years, to me, would be unthinkable. I remember the period in Galway at the time the entire city was in absolute terror because it was known these guys were in town. When they were eventually put into jail, surely to God it wasn't beyond the bounds of or the capability of a judge to say, do you know what, these guys should not go before a parole board for 20 years. It happens in other jurisdictions. I agree with Senator Batchek's approach. I would accept that if we have a bill coming at some stage in the future, that we would amend this. But right now, what I'm saying is I fully support Mary Louise O'Donnell and what she's trying to do. I fully support the people in Advic. I cannot imagine what it must be like to be the mother or father of a murdered child and to see the murderer 12 years later walking down the street. I can't imagine what that must be like. I always think of that young boy, I can't remember his name, who was taken on his way home from lunch at school, and every now and then his name comes back up. Yeah. And I can't begin to imagine what his poor mother and father must feel. The Moors murderers, I was living in England at that time. Again, the way they played with the families, the way they played with them, you know, at least they were locked up and kept there until they expired themselves. So all I'm saying is that what Mary Louise O'Donnell is trying to do here is to allow judges to say, do you know what, this guy, this person, this woman should not go before a parole board for X number of years. That at least gives some certainty. And I do think I agree with Senator Batchek, we need to go back and visit this and come up with a more determined, more certain system in the very near future. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thanks, Senator.